Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working on a bunch of infrastructure, including some power plants in our private construction apparently. That should be interesting. And we're running a pretty large deficit at this moment due to the adoption of arc welding. That's okay, and we're going to get a lot of construction done here. So we're currently about 3 years here. We've got 9 infamy remaining. We should probably do something with that. I want to check in on New Granada. New Granada is going up by 0.06 per week right now. Okay. We're still working on getting relations here, but that's going to take some time. Momentum to the Free Trade Party, huh? We'll say no on that. And the Communist Party wins with 58% of the vote, with Integralist Action winning with getting 31.9% of the vote. So we could get ourselves, ooh, that would be a terrible legitimacy option. This is probably because Integralist Action wants very different policies than what we have right now. So we're going to leave the trade unions where they're at. Now, we are seeing our radicalism creeping upward a little bit, but for now, it's okay. So we're going to get all these railways done. And beyond that, we do have a large number of power plants. No, we don't. The power plants are finished. Right, we moved those up. We're going to work on these railways, and that will all finish up. We're running some electricity shortages still, even with those power plants finished. Okay, let's do another round of power plants here. We'll sort by earnings, and we're going to... This is increasing the number of earnings. Okay, I'm just going to spam this button here, and we're going to queue up a whole bunch of these. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of power plants that we can still be positive in our earnings on. No doubt about that. It is getting better. We're not quite where it needs to be yet, though. Okay, La Paz is going up for right now. I might not want to continue to do this for too much longer. Yeah, we are not going to be putting all of these into La Paz. Okay. So that seems fine for now. I want to continue to construct these sort by earnings and Minas Gerais, but we're going to skip La Paz. Okay. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, this is also a location I want to skip. There. Something like that. That's a lot of power plants. I want to be clear about that. And I want to cancel some of these here. That was one too many in Bahia, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so that's a lot of power plants, as expected. I want to move these railways up, and I want to work on the railways first. There's only so many of those, so we're going to proceed forward, but I'm going to move all of these railways up. And this is going to take some time to get through, for sure. But not too long, actually. This is apparently only about a year of construction. So that's not too bad with our arc welding going. I like it. We do need to get our deficit turned around, and we're working on it. We have a lot of constructions on the way in. That's for sure. So a lot of these railways are finishing up. Well, being worked on anyway. And it's going to take some time to get through all of this. That's fine. But we're definitely going to need more power plants. So let's get these railways in Minas Gerais brought up. And then in Parana and Para, and we're almost through these, as we can see by the fact that these are starting to have some progress to them. Excellent. So it's going to be something along the lines of that. Okay, so political movement support, I guess, for laissez-faire. Sure. So we're currently at 7 infamy. We probably should do something with our infamy. If we were to annex Bolivia, they would have a 25% chance of acceptance only. That's not a great amount of chance. Minus 75 from willingness to be annexed. And I think that's just base. Impact of demanded war goal, base value. Yeah. I don't know that there's a real good way that we can do this. Let's check in on what the power level of Britain is. They're currently involved in some small wars. They've actually dropped substantially. They oscillate around a lot. They can probably ramp that up. But if we were to demand the vassalization of Venezuela, We should probably just demand their states, actually. So it's unavailable right now. Why is it unavailable? Because we need relations with Great Britain to go down. Okay. Well, we can definitely get to work on that. So we can begin damaging relations with Great Britain. That sounds fine. In the meantime, we could go after Netherlands. So what we would want specifically is we would want to go into interactions, and we would want to do diplomatic demands targeting states. We would only be interested in Dutch Guiana. This is not available right now because we need relations between the U.S. and Netherlands to be less than cordial. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to damage relations here, and we need to do the same thing with the U.S. Okay. That's noted. So we're going to be constructing for a while here. We've got a bunch of things that we would like to get completed here. And we're definitely going to work our way through that. That sounds good. We've got relations getting worse with a number of locations. Bolivia, we're bringing our relations up in right now. Okay, so I would like to attack Netherlands. I'd like to attack Venezuela and get Britain kicked out of here. These are all things that I would very much like to do. We could consider expanding our military, but I don't really want to do that when we've got this deficit. We could just bump up the size of all of these to 90 rather than getting additional armies, and that's probably the best way to go. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. But for now, we're going to need to get a lot of things done, right? We've got a bunch of railways that are being built, and once those get finished, we've got currently, looks like 20-ish pages of railways. Once those get finished, we're going to get started on those power plants. We are currently constructing about slightly over 3 pages at a time, so that is definitely making reasonable progress. We see a bunch of steel mills being built in our private construction. That's probably a very good thing. What's the price of steel right now? +7. Okay, that'll definitely help our construction costs, but for now, I think it's relatively okay. So, we're at 5 infamy right now. We're improving relations with Bolivia. We would like to get them to the point where if we annexed them, they wouldn't actually fight. So we're working on that. Improving relations with them will definitely do the trick. Okay, the trade unions are petitioning the government to pass trade unions. Actually, we're going to offer them multiculturalism, and that should be fine. Now, we're currently on cultural exclusion, and we move over to multiculturalism, and there are some people that oppose it, but we start with a 50% chance of progress. So that sounds good. Trade unions getting more support also sounds good. And this guy would start technocracy. Exile him. I like it. And additional legitimacy would be very good. We'll definitely take that. So that puts our legitimacy up to 66 contested. Noted. Okay. Well, we've got a bunch of railway construction undergoing? That's not really the word that I'm looking for here. How are we doing on our GDP? Pretty good, actually. Our GDP is going fairly well. We're working on getting back ahead of some of the other big boys. Sounds good. And we would very much like to get ourselves positive financially. Now, our taxes are a bit up right now. We could definitely raise our taxes to not be building up quite as much of a deficit, and I think that's a good idea for the moment. We're going to want to drop those taxes as we improve our finances. But for now, this is okay. I have no plans on expanding our construction anytime soon, so this looks reasonably good. Okay, our investment pool is going to empty fairly quickly at this current rate as well, so we definitely do not need to build additional construction. Emptying our investment pool is good. We want to get that money put to use, but that's going to cause us some financial issues later on. We can populate the Americas, and we're definitely going to do that. Welcome to Brazil. Fantastic. Portuguese people are migrating to Brazil. We like it because we, of course, need to get these people put to work. We need people to run the jobs that we're building. Our peasant count is going down. And that is ultimately a good thing, but we don't want to run out of jobs, or rather, people to work the jobs. So that is absolutely something we do not want. We're building at a breakneck pace. Actually, at this point, because of slightly better construction efficiency, we currently are building slightly over 4 pages of railways simultaneously. So that seems good. Concrete dockyards have been unlocked, and we can see we're at minus 191K right now. This is because we have fewer private constructions ongoing. That is understood. So that seems fine for now, and we're just tearing through these government constructions. But at what cost? We do hit media endorsements here, and that sounds good. We'll bump that up to a 66% chance of progression. Our U.S. opinion is now down to just amicable. That seems good. And we're just going to continue to expand our infrastructure for the time being. Once this is done, we can start targeting some of these goods. Silk, I would definitely love to import, but there's just nobody to import from. So that is definitely a thing. Our radicalism is going up. A lot of that is due to discrimination, but passing multiculturalism should help that quite a lot. So that looks good, in theory. In theory. So for now, I'm reasonably okay with it. We are seeing Minas Gerais Electrics hold its prosperity. Brazilian Fabrics not doing so good. I'm going to disband that, and we're going to put in a new company here. The question is, what do we want to put in? We could do cotton and rubber plantation throughputs. Wheat farms wouldn't really work. Munitions and arms. Gold. This would be glass production. That's interesting. Military goods cost, fertilizer plant building throughput. Huh. Migration attraction for the oil. I guess we could establish the oil company. That seems reasonably fine for now. Okay, so that looks good. We have roughly 1 trillion railways being worked on, and our next tech is going to be concrete fortifications. That's not very far away, but that will help our defenses. Noted. So that seems reasonably fine for now. Let's continue to get all of these railways built, which will create additional infrastructure for our private construction. Our private construction is struggling to keep up with this construction pace. That's not shocking. We knew that this would be a pretty big shock to our economy. I'm wondering how many more pages of railways do we have here? Okay, we've gotten 4 pages completed at this point. There's going to be a lot more finishing up fairly soon. North German people are migrating in. That is very good. Again, we need these peasants to be put to work. So that is fine for the time being. We could definitely consider expanding our armies to fight the US and Britain, both of which are going to happen soon. Our infamy is down to 2.5. I want to check in on Bolivia. They're currently loyal in their attitude. It's now a 75% chance of acceptance. Okay. I'm going to let this continue to go for right now. I'm still not willing to do this on a 75% chance, but we're getting very, very close. Cool. So New Granada is at plus 0.02. I would very much like that to change, but we're still working on bringing this up. We're at poor relations, minus 41. That's understood. Only 53.6K? That's not too bad. Half of that is currently interest. Concrete fortifications are now done. I want to continue to work on military technologies here. So we're probably going to end up going for flamethrowers here. That seems good. Excellent. And we're just continuing to work on these constructions. This is now saying 4 years again. This is because we're in lower construction efficiency areas. That's okay. We're making our way through these railways rather quickly. So that sounds good. Excellent. So at this point, we're at 245.7 million. Our GDP has definitely continued to grow, But we're in a bit of a weird situation right now where we're working on a bunch of infrastructure, but we aren't really utilizing the infrastructure in any real meaningful way right now. So this is something that is going to prime our economy for growth in the future, but it is not currently growing our economy all that much, and that's understood. So we got an advance here, and let's take the 10% boost. This is going to pass eventually, right? I'm pretty sure it'll eventually pass. Hopefully. Romanian people, welcome in. We've got lots and lots of jobs for you. I like it. Our population has been steadily growing. We're only growing at 1.28%. We're getting a lot of migration, though. So that sounds good for the time being. There are a lot of radicals, particularly in the laborers. It's the trade unions that are unhappy, probably because they want us to pass that Council Republic. We could do that, but they're going to get a lot happier when we pass multiculturalism, which will happen very soon. So that sounds good. Now we're at 0 infamy, and I want to check in on Bolivia. So we're now at cordial relations with them. Lithuanian people are immigrating. Okay, that sounds good. I was hoping that going up to cordial would boost this up a bit. Unfortunately, it hasn't. Okay. I guess we're going to force a diplomatic play. We're going to get 22.5 infamy here. And this is also going to, I believe, boost up the liberty desire of New Granada. So that could be potentially awkward. It doesn't say that it's going to, but I think it will. So we're going to force this diplomatic play. They may accept it. They have a 75% chance, and hopefully this doesn't escalate into a war. We'll find out. Okay. So it looks like it did escalate into a war. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, let's send a couple of armies over. It looks like we should only need 2 unless anyone else joins. So for now, that seems reasonably fine. We'll see if anyone joins this. Somehow I kind of doubt it that anyone interested here would actually join. We've got New Granada, we've got Scandinavia, we've got the US, and we've got Mexico. So I don't think any of those will join, but we'll see. Mexico did. I mean, I don't think we really care about Mexico. We've beaten them previously. Yeah, they're not very powerful. So this seems okay. Is anyone else going to join here? I kind of doubt it. So we're going to be letting this infamy drop on down. We are, of course, continuing to construct at a prodigious rate. And let's get Bolivia annexed at this point. So I would like to get our fleet, which is currently here. I would like to get them stationed at the Peruvian Sea node in order to hopefully block some of these troop movements. Okay. So something along the lines of that. Now, we're going to have this Mexican army move in here, and we'll see what that does to the front balance. It should be okay, I think. I don't think that'll be a... Well, it'll be a partial change to it, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Okay, yeah, we're still at an 18 balance. I like it. So that seems reasonably good. We've got a bunch of these railways continuing to finish. So that seems fantastic. And multiculturalism has moved up to voting. That sounds great. How are we doing now? We are down to... Okay, we've built almost half of these railways. Sounds great. We're finishing more every week. So they have this army coming in here. If that arrives, we're going to need this force. So I'm going to mobilize them and send them over, because I don't think that our fleet is going to get there in time, sadly. Okay, that's fine. We are running a big deficit at this moment, but it's not super shocking. We can always pause our construction, and if we did, we'd be making so much money. It really doesn't matter. So this is okay. I'm not too concerned about it for right now. Our investment pool is currently growing. Yeah, we don't have very many private constructions ongoing right now. That's where a lot of this deficit is coming from. So no one else is going to join this. That sounds good. Additional authority? Actually, yes. I'm going to take that, and we are going to put in a consumption tax on luxury clothes. That'll help offset the finances a bit. Now, our standard of living is going down because our taxes are rather high at this moment, and that is understood. Now, how is this going? We are winning this engagement. I love it. So that looks fine. No problem whatsoever here. We're going to get Bolivia annexed. I had hoped that the 75% would be enough, but alas, it is not. So we are winning this battle against Bolivia here. And I think we're going to be blocking some additional Mexican forces from coming in here. That would be the idea anyway. If we need to expand our army... Okay, yeah, they just moved right through. Fantastic. If we need to expand our army, we can, but I really don't think we need to expand what we've got here. We've got lots in reserve, and I think we'll be fine. Even though Mexico is trickling in some additional forces, it should be absolutely a-okay. So this battle is going to finish up. We will easily win it. Yeah, those numbers are not looking good for them at all. So that looks great. Multiculturalism is going to be finished up here very, very soon. We have a 76% chance to pass that in 3 days. So let's see how that goes. We now have multiculturalism. Fantastic. And we won this battle. We've got another one going, which we are easily winning. Excellent. So that looks good. At this point, we definitely see some... Okay, radicalism is definitely not amazing. That's noted. A lot of this is just getting Council Republic. This would make 4 million, almost, more loyal. Well, 3.45 million. Maybe we should just go ahead and do this. We have a 100% chance to progress. Let's go. Let's get that done. That'll be fine. So we are, of course, winning this battle. Very easy victory. And we currently see a revolution here. This is... Okay. Noted. They want... It's a revolution to enact laissez-faire. Okay, that's very awkward. They can't actually end that. But, I mean, I don't know what they think they're going to do there. I don't think they actually have all that much going on. Okay, now this is at 106. Now that the Catholic Church joined this. So we may have to cancel enacting Council Republic. We'll see what that looks like. Oil has been discovered in Uruguay. Sure. That sounds good for now. Oil is indeed the future. And we have this battle ongoing, and this battle is... Actually, that swung a bit. But we are winning both of these. Fantastic. Bolivia will not last very much longer. Cool. So we will enact Council Republic. Interesting. So this is all because the Catholic Church joined this. Fascinating. They oppose the recent change from cultural exclusion to multiculturalism, and presumably they're also opposing Council Republic. Well, we'll see how much that goes up by. We'll keep an eye on this critical revolution here. Bolivia did indeed capitulate, which isn't shocking. And the question is, what all would go? I mean, that's pretty big. No doubt about it. We might have to back off on Council Republic. Doing it. Okay. So that solves the issue for now. We just can't do Council Republic for right now. We could enact laissez-faire. If we were to do this, it would radicalize the rural folk. I'm going to do it. Let's give them the laissez-faire that they so desire. And that'll get us about 2 million loyal individuals. Our radicalism has shot up dramatically because of the annexation of Bolivia, which isn't surprising. So we're going to need to work on integrating those states. So we're going to get all of those going. We're also going to want to reset production methods, probably. I'm actually going to leave it be as it is for right now. That'll be fine for the moment. We'll just leave the production methods where they're at, although I would like all of our construction sectors to be on arc-welded buildings. Okay, so something like that. We're going to get a lot of this construction finished up. Yeah, we're almost done with these railways at this point. So that looks good. We're at minus 400k, which is a lot, to be sure, but we're making good progress on that. Now, New Granada is way up there on its independence. It might demand independence from us. We will see. I kind of doubt that it will. And we're going to be dropping their Liberty Desire eventually. For now, that looks okay. I just wanted to get our infamy up a bit, and that is fine. So it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to work on getting all of this dealt with. We can see that radicalism is steadily going down. It's going down quite quickly, in fact. So that looks good. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.